Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I am so sorry for the gap in my videos. If this is the first video of mine that you've seen, I am getting married in about a month, so we are in super crunch time. It's just been really busy. Thankfully, my fiance and I have both been able to get 2 days off a week together so that we can work together and get things accomplished. So it's just been really busy. I don't have studio lighting, so I do have to rely on sunlight, natural light. So it just makes things a little bit more difficult. So thank you so much for your patience with me. My videos might be a little bit more sporadic until after my honeymoon. I don't know. So just be patient with me in the coming weeks. It's just a lot of things happening. Actually, yesterday we did so much. I don't know if anybody noticed in my videos recently, but the past couple of videos I wasn't wearing my engagement ring. It's because we had it sent off to be reset. So it finally came in yesterday and it is perfect. It's just dainty and simple, and I have a fuzz on it already because that's my life. But we had it reset from yellow gold to white gold, and I had the setting changed to be a little bit lower. The other ring sat a lot higher, and I would whack it on everything, and it was just a little bit terrifying and clumsy, and I adore it now. I'm just so happy with how it turned out. So yeah. Today I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that I have really been loving recently. If you'll notice, I don't do favorites every month because I'm not trying a lot of new things every month. I am working on finishing things up, doing lots of empties and panning, so I'm not using many different things. I'm just sort of working on what I'm working on. I finish it up and I move to the next thing. So these are things that I have in my current makeup routine that I had to talk to you about for one reason or another. So let's hop right in. So the first thing I have here is my only non-makeup favorite. It is still beauty related, and this is the I.N.M. Out the Door Top Coat. This I got at CVS. I think it was $5.99. And I've used about this much of it. I've used it, I think, 5 or 6 times for manicures, and I have been adoring it. I think I've been using it for more manicures than that, but I'm not sure. But this is an incredible top coat. So it's really thin. It goes onto the nails really well. The only thing I don't like is that the brush doesn't hold a lot of product, but that's the one thing that I can overlook. It spreads evenly across the nail. It dries super fast, so that way you can get on with your life. You don't have to wait 1,000 years for your nail polish to finish drying. Absolutely love it, and I would definitely continue to purchase it. My next favorite is one that I've been meaning to talk to you about for a while. I've had this on my things to talk about list. I have a list of videos that I want to make and things that I want to talk about, so this is one that I have really been enjoying. This is a brush from Real Techniques, and this is just called their Base Shadow Brush. It's dirty because this is real life. I only have one of them. I use this every day for eyeshadow. It's just the perfect shape. I can use this to apply eyeshadow to the lid. I can apply it to the lid, and then I can turn it and then blend it into the crease. It's small enough that I can use it under the lash line as well. For one eyeshadow looks, this is amazing, and just to incorporate into any look, this is an amazing brush. I think this only comes when you purchase it in a set, but I will look into that. I will try and link everything that I'm mentioning down below. My next favorite I started using because I finished off the Balm Desert bronzer / blush thing. This has been in my collection, I think 3 years. It's ridiculous. The emblem on here has completely worn off, but this is the Body Shop Bronzing Powder. It's their Honey Bronzer, and I have it in the shade 01 Light Matte, and that's what mine looks like. When you buy it new, it does have the whole honeycomb pattern all over, but this is just such a perfect bronzer. It is matte, and it is light enough for my skin tone. It doesn't turn orangey, it's not super warm, but it's not super cool. It's not too dark either. Most of the bronzers that I've used before have just been too dark for my skin. It looks comical. So basically what I do with this is I take an angled brush. I think the one I'm using is a Luxie Beauty one. I'll have the name of it on the screen, but I take that and I load product up on it, and I go, I go at the hollow of my cheek and I just sort of like blend it upwards, and then I'll take it on either side of my temple and just sort of like blend it downwards, and then I'll pinch the brush a little bit and I'll do just a little bit on my nose and under my the tip of my nose, and it's just a beautiful bronzer to use all over the face. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that I had purchased this. I think I got this when they were doing like 5 for $50 or something. The whole site was 5 for $50, so it was like $10. I'm not sure how much it retails regularly, but it is a great bronzing powder. Another favorite of mine currently is a mascara, and this is the only one that I have open right now, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. This is the CoverGirl Supersizer Mascara. Quite a few weeks ago, I took a photo of my mascara collection on Instagram, and I asked people to tell me what mascara I should use next. And I told them what I had used already, if I had duplicates of things that I tried. Overwhelmingly, the response was either the Supersizer or the Clump Crusher. And the Supersizer was the oldest mascara that I had in my collection, so I went ahead and I opened it, and I am just loving it. This wand, though, really freaking weird, and they recommend to use like a swirling or twirling motion when you apply it, but I don't do that. I just wiggle it at the bases and work my way up the lashes. I love the effect that it has. It removes relatively easily. It's not as impossible as the Benefit They're Real mascara, but it does have a little bit more staying powder than your average staying powder. It has a little bit more staying power than your average mascara. So even though it's not labeled as waterproof, it might be water resistant. I think that it lasts really well. I don't get any smudging. I usually have issues with mascaras transferring to my brow bone for I don't even understand how or why, but this doesn't do that at all. It doesn't flake. It's just an incredible mascara. I would highly recommend checking it out. It's less than $10 at the drugstore, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I did take photos of the application of this. So I took a photo of my lashes before, then I took a picture after 1 coat and after 2 coats, so I'll go ahead and insert the photos here. So not the best photos, unfortunately. I was taking them with like my tablet camera, but I hope that you can see the effect that this mascara gives to my lashes. I am so in love with this. I'm really happy that I started using this. Another product that I started using, mostly because I used up something else in this category, but this is the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. This is like $3. I think I got this in a divvy, and it's just a white powder. It does have these like pinky purple glitters in it, which I could honestly do without. If you're using a brush to put this on, the glitters do disappear. However, I use a wet sponge, usually Beauty Blender or the Beauty Junkie sponges, and I do find that there are still some glitters left on my face, but I'm not bothered about it. This sets my under eye really well. It doesn't get cakey. It just has a nice velvety smooth finish. It wears well throughout the day. I'm just really impressed with this for being $3. So in my July makeup basket, which I haven't done a makeup basket in 2 months now. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's because I'm not using or changing out the products very often, so I don't feel the need to do monthly makeup baskets. But in that video, I talked about focusing on the Supergoop CC cream that I have in my collection, but it's just been so hot and humid, and that product is not really long wearing enough or matte enough for me in the summertime. I do I do turn into an oily mess throughout the day, and it's really tough. So I need something that's very long wearing, that's mattifying, and that can get me through at least 6 hours. So that has been my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I have the shade 110 Porcelain. I do not have to mix this at all. This is my perfect shade. It blends down my neck perfectly. So the shade match is incredible. The wear time on this is great. I can get about 8 hours out of this before I feel like I should probably take it off. I do have to blot once throughout the day, but I don't use any additional powder. I just blot with like a tissue, and it wears really nicely. I have been using the snot out of this. My line has disappeared, but I'm like all the way down to here. So I think I'm going to finish this before summer ends, but I absolutely adore this foundation. Similar to Revlon Colorstay for Combination Oily, also similar to CoverGirl 3-in-1 Outlast Stay Fabulous. Really, really enjoy this foundation. And the last standout favorite that I've had recently is Another Thing that I have in a panning project. I started using this just because of my Project Pan Roulette, my Finish 13 by Halloween, where I drew a brow product. I was already using my NYX eyebrow cake powder in another project, so I decided to pick an eyebrow gel, and I went for the Ulta Brow Tint in Deep, which I got from someone on Instagram, Marissa, if you're watching me. But this is such a great brow gel. The wand is super tiny. It's very similar to the Gimme Brow. I have used a Gimme Brow Up in the past, but this is super cheap. I don't know the exact price, but I think it's around like $8. It tints my brows really well. I was having trouble using up the eyebrow cake powder from my NYX thing. The lighter shade was too light for me, so I'm able to use the lighter shade and then tint my brows a little bit darker with this. This doesn't have like the iron strength staying power as like the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, but I don't need the super maximum hold that provides. So this is like a medium hold, I would say. The tint is great. It just, I don't know. I really love what it does with my brows. I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing everything that I mentioned today, including the top coat, and I also used the brush today. So yeah, I really love all of the things that I mentioned. Let me know some of your current favorites. I would love to know what you've been loving lately. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy favorites. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already so we can stay in touch. And I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye, guys.